Warning, this video contains creepy creatures, blood, flashing lights, and all kinds of Halloween haunt merchandise that'll make your wallet feel much, much lighter. Viewer discretion is advised. Hey everyone, it's time for the 2024 edition of Dorney Park's Haunt. This has been one of our favorite haunted events that we've been to year after year, and definitely our favorite haunts in the Cedar Fair family. So we're really excited to be back here again. As you can see behind me, there's a brand new scare zone in the Steel Yard. There are a total of 6 scare zones and 7 haunted houses here, so it's a pretty big event. There are a few shows we're going to be checking out. We'll also be checking out the haunt merchandise. Plus there's some family-friendly stuff going on too that we're going to try to get to in this video. So without further ado, let's take a look at what they have going on this year. As soon as you enter the park, Dorney has their giant Halloween haunt sign here, and this year they have a giant pumpkin out in front of it. I think it's a real pumpkin too. The giant skeletons have returned for the season. They have a bunch of different poses that they're in. This one is the "oh man, I can't believe it" pose. This one's over here doing the sprinkler. This one got a little too crazy and lost his head. They have these big signs in various spots throughout the park to direct you to the different scare zones and houses. At the bottom they have a map so we can take a quick look. They show you they have 5 indoor mazes, 8 outdoor, well, there's some of them are scare zones and some of them are mazes, the outdoor ones. And they have 3 bars, and they have 2 pieces of entertainment, the main stage that we looked at earlier, and skeleton crew that we'll see in a little bit. Here's the full map layout. It's nice and spread out, which I like to see. They didn't cluster everything in one small area. And also, if you want to take a look at this for yourself, here is the QR code to access all of that. Of course, like the other parks, Dorney Park has the No Boo necklace. There's this happy little ghost for $14.99. Tricks and Treats is the family-friendly event that's going on at the same time as Haunt, but in the daytime. There's a bunch of different events going on for that. We'll take a look at a few of those in this video as well. Good Time Gifts has a few new pieces of merchandise for the season. They have this cool Haunt shirt. This one's actually themed specifically to the Ghost in the Machine haunted house, which debuted last year and ended up being by far my favorite haunted house. So you can see the name on the sleeve. They also have these water bottle designs that have all of the houses and scare zone names as you spin them around. The water bottle is $24.99 and the shirt is $34.99. They brought back this awesome haunt chair again. This looks really good in this store. I have a feeling we'll see a similar one at King's Dominion when we go. Who says everything for Halloween has to be spooky? They have the squishable pumpkin spice latte in here. A new AlFEARdo piece of haunt merchandise, this new AlFEARdo shirt. That shirt is $26.99. Jen thinks AlFEARdo is cute, so she hates when they make him creepy. They have this Dorney Park shirt with the skull. It looks like a piece of ink that someone would get done. They have the hoodie, and they also have this water bottle, or I guess coffee mug, depending on how you want to use it. If you like Plague Doctors, they have these. I think these are little backpacks. A couple of different designs. They had these last year and they brought them back this year. They're really cool though. These different coaster designs for Haunt. They have the AlFEARdo one and a couple of general Haunt coaster designs. If you want to think about Haunt every time you walk, here's a couple of designs of socks. They also have some gloves and some beanies. There's a nice simple Dorney Park Haunt hoodie. That hoodie is $54.99, not too bad for a hoodie. They have a bunch of different glassware. They have two different shot glass designs, that one and this one. They have this other water bottle design for Halloween Haunt that has this skull. And they have a mug with a similar skull design. Then they have a separate mug that has Dorney Park Haunt on here and a bat. And I'm afraid to turn it anymore because I don't want to drop it. But yeah, that's the basic design of that mug. For the Tricks and Treats family friendly event, they have this little plush bat that you can buy with the Tricks and Treats logo on the wing. They also have a child-sized Haunt hoodie that also has the bat on there. Here's this year's Halloween Haunt design featuring all of the scare zones and the houses. It even features the brand new scare zone that they put in the steel yard. If you missed out on a previous year's design and were interested in it, they still are selling older shirts. I was hoping they would be discounted, but it doesn't look like they are. They have this Black Widow shirt, which is kind of neat. Especially neat is the fact that it glows in the dark. I hope I can see somebody wearing this when it gets to be nighttime to see how the glow looks. They also have the same design on a hoodie, if you like red. A couple of other general Haunt merchandise shirts for Dorney Park. They have a more fluorescent colored shirt, if you like that color palette, or they have a more traditional orange color palette, a creepy jack-o'-lantern, and a skull moon with some silhouettes of some of the rides in the background. That second shirt design, they have some glassware to match here too, as well as a hoodie. Plenty of hoodie designs to choose from for Haunt. They brought back their little Haunt banners that they hang from the lights. They have two different styles, this happy little jack-o'-lantern and this spooky skull. As you walk down the Midway, you come to the Midway bar. They have a special menu of a few drinks for this event specifically. 4 different cocktails, a blood bag, a witch's brew, zombie juice, and I want to drink your blood, each $14.99 a piece. They've brought back their gigantic Haunt sign, but they moved its location to a more central location. That's now right at the end of the Midway, right near the swings. We came across a map that lists everything that they have available for the Tricks and Treats. They have 11 different activities in the area. They have a trick-or-treat trail that features 6 different locations. You can get some specialty treats. And they also have some family-friendly shows going on over here. And they're all kind of spaced within this little tiny area here. So for the little kids, if they don't want to have to walk all over the park, they don't have too far to go. Here's one of the daytime activities for kids. They have the Mask Maker's Mash. You can come over here and make your own Halloween mask. You can see some ideas for the mask. They have the pumpkin jack-o'-lantern, they have a scarecrow, Frankenstein. So they have all these tables over here where you can craft your own masks. They also have these cool little Frankenstein and Bride of Frankenstein statues out here. By the Scrambler and Thunderhawk, they have a few games that you can play over here, and you can get a games bundle you can play all 4 games they have over here for only $30, and the prices for each game is $10 a piece, so you'll save 10. That's basically buy 3 get 1 free here, and you get a bonus prize when you purchase the bundle, so that's pretty cool. The 4 games are the candy wheel, place markers on a board, and match the number on the wheel to win bars. So here's the numbers that you have to place your marker on, and here's your wheel. And if you win candy. The second game is the Spooky Tower. Winner every time. It's a hammer game, ring the bell. I like the backdrops they have along here too. The third game is the candy corn toss. That's a ring toss game. You're tossing them onto giant candy corns that have snakes wrapped around them. And it's these large hula hoops over here that you're tossing. And then the fourth one is Witch Pitch. Knock down the teeth to win. There's a winner every time. Depending on how many teeth you knock down is the size of the prize that you win. That's this witch face, and there are her yellow teeth you get to knock in. Each of the trick-or-treat spots around the trail is themed to a different style of building. They're all really elaborate and cool. This particular one you can see is a giant pumpkin surrounded by jack-o'-lanterns. The road rally car driving is decorated for the season. They have a whole bunch of pumpkins and jack-o'-lanterns, including this gigantic jack-o'-lantern around the curve here. Here's another angle of the road rally track. They have decor everywhere along here. I'm pretty sure they didn't do this in years past. I kind of like seeing what they've done here. It almost makes me want to actually ride this, which is something we don't do often. Within the hollow scare zone, but off to the side, it's only open while haunt is not going on, so there will be no scare actors through here. But there's Patch's Pumpkin Patch the kids can walk through. A bunch of hay bales and pumpkin decorations in there. Although it's right outside of the Necropolis haunted house, they have these little funny looking ghosts inside of pumpkins and some holding candy out here. Near the trick-or-treat haunted house in Steel Force, they have this phantom foam pit where you can cover yourself in foam for a few minutes. AlFEARdo's house is actually part of the trick-or-treat trail, and at various times during the day you can actually meet AlFEARdo dressed in his Halloween garb. At center stage there are the family-friendly shows that go on in the morning. They have 3 different shows, well 2 different shows technically, the Costume Contest and the Spectral Sisters. Each have 5 showtimes daily on the hours and half hours. And then in between shows they're constantly doing the Celebration Dance Party. If you're interested, you can also check out this QR code for the Showtimes. Out in the front of center stage, or I guess off to the side of center stage, they also have these cool little displays of this family here. And this much less fleshy family here. Underneath this cool little tricks and treats sign that they also have this fun little chair that you can sit on made of pumpkin. Not real pumpkin, of course, but close enough. As has been a recurring theme with Cedar Fair during their recent events, they have another paint by numbers wall. Even though there's still a lot of white space on this one, you can tell when it's finished it's eventually going to say Tricks and Treats. They're going to have the logo on here. This one has a really nice variety of colors to choose from, 14 in total, and they all have some Halloween themed names to them. Jen chose the pumpkin orange, which is number 5. They give you a sheet of 6 stickers to stick on the board. Here's the region that Jen decided to work on. She must have been feeling tricky because I believe she put some stickers into the word tricks on here. Out in front of this 3-point shooting game here, they have a sign that lets you know if you play games you can get rewarded. If you play 8 games, you get this exclusive scared ghost. Ooh. Not haunt related, but an interesting update that I didn't see last time we were here. They have an actual ratchet from Talon here that you can purchase for $79.99. That's this little black piece attached that just have a cool little backing that you can display, which is a nice touch, celebrating the 20th anniversary. Additionally, for $350. They took pieces of Talon, the original build, and made a lamp out of it. And this is what the lamp looks like. Not only is it a lamp built from pieces of Talon, it's also individually numbered. They only made 32 of them. So get yours now if you want one. Halloween Haunt runs from September 13th to October 27th. It does not go to November 3rd like most of the haunted events do this year. The main stage on the opposite side of where you enter the park on the back side of the carousel has 2 shows that you can watch during Haunt. The first show is the opening Scaremonies, which obviously kicks off the show at 6:55. All the houses open at 7. And the other is a brand new show replacing Conjure the Night called the Shrieks. 4 showtimes nightly at 7, 8, 9:30, and 10:30. I'm excited to see this one, see what it's like.
Cut the lights, cut the smoke, cut the sound, cut it all. That's this thing on. Good evening, Dorney Park guests. My name is Derek. I am the stage manager here at the main stage. I regret to inform you that, due to unforeseen circumstances, the opening ceremony this evening must be canceled. In order to avoid what occurred last year when a guest was brutally, well, we have made the executive decision to not allow Hecate to open Haunt tonight. It seems she has something similar planned and we cannot risk everyone's safety. But rest assured, Halloween Haunt will go on as planned with everyone's favorite attractions such as, 1 second. We got Blood on the Bayou, Dystopia, Roadside Stop and Chop, Trick or Treat, Necropolis, Tourist Trap, Port of Call, Carn-Evil, Blackout, The Hollow, Ghost in the Machine, and new this year, a scare zone to join the McTavish family, Steelyard, Forge Your Fear. All this and more here at Dorney Park. I thought I told you guys to cut everything. You can turn it off. We're not doing this. Who is watching her?
Derek! You fool! You really thought you could keep me away from my prey?
Hecate, no, of course not. I would.
You and the rest of this park think you have any power over me and my monsters? No cage can contain me. No mortal can overpower me.
Hecate, Dorney Park belongs to
this park is mine! Derek! You don't know what my precious prey wants! They want the terror! They want to be scared! And I want to taste their delicious fear!
Security, we need everyone in the main stage. Oh, no.
This park is finally under my total control! An example needs to be made that no human will take what's mine! Look at you, my prey! We're reunited after so long! Maybe not long for you, but I've been waiting for what seems like an eternity to get back to you. To feel that palpable energy you so easily give away when you're scared. That energy is what brings me and Halloween Haunt back to life. But some people, like Derek, are trying to keep me away from you. But you want me here, you naive little things. Yes, I can feel it! You want to see a sacrifice, don't you? You sickos! I love it! This solid and twisted reality works out in my favor, so I should really thank you, Derek. I didn't have to trick anyone from the audience to fall into my trap, although that is so fun. You'll make the perfect sacrifice!
No, please, I'm sorry.
Yes! Keep begging, it's so damn delicious! You should be happy! Your body will be used to curse this entire park, sealing the fate of our guests tonight. Your soul will be immortalized here, forever! Isn't that what every Dorney Park associate wishes?
No, Rod, get out of here, please. No.
It's all over now, Derek. You're going where you belong. In hell with me and the rest of us! Look! Derek's only got eyes for me now! Our work here is not finished, my prey! From the depths of your dark imagination, the Shrieks will emerge in the form of classic Halloween creatures, making your nightmares a living hell! Throughout the night, I'll be taking pieces of our new friend Derek and performing rituals throughout the park to preserve the spirit of Halloween haunt. Look around! Pay attention! And you might witness something wicked. Now, to my beautiful, grotesque creatures, it's time for us to awaken from our slumber! It's time for us to feast on the fear of our willing guests! It's time for Halloween Haunt to begin! Now, get to work!
This stuff gives me the creeps. Did you hear that? What? I thought I heard something.
You're just freaking yourself out. No one's here.
Let's go back.
Relax, will you? There's nothing to be afraid of. Wait. What's that?
Guys, I don't like this.
Let me get a closer look.
Oh my god!
Tell me you're not ready to love again, even on you. Adore me, so what? You just use me, abuse me. I guess I left my own self
feel my way. Ain't close in a place like this. I said I never ain't close in a place like this. Put it back down tonight.
They decided to move the Dystopia scare zone to the end of the Midway now, right by the swings, instead of farther into the park. I don't know if I'm a fan of this because it makes it more cramped, but I guess if the crowds are light, it'll get you some good scares because it gives the scare actors, it gives you less room to run from the scare actors. So I just want to take a real quick daytime look at the area. It's going to look great when they have light shining on this graffiti. These colors really pop at night.
Notify an operator if you need assistance. Please remain seated.
For some reason, this game over graffiti really stuck with me last year. I'm not sure why. I just like this graffiti even though it's really simple. And of course they have a second sign if you're coming into the area from the other direction, but I don't know how many people are going to be seeing the sign coming from that direction because all that's back here is some closed water rides. Well, and the train, but I don't even know if the train's running today, so it's kind of strange. This is one of the reasons I question them moving Dystopia to where it's located. Jen reminded me the blood on the Bayou's back here, so I guess a few people will be coming from this direction to check out Dystopia. The Port of Call scare zone always has some of the best decorations in the park. I really like the pirate theming. This diver suit's really awesome. The most fun thing about this scare zone is this pirate ship that's broken into 3 pieces. We have the one here, one there. This one has a couple of skeleton pirates hanging from the raft, the mast. And this bigger pirate ship has the Port of Call pub next to it. We'll take another look at this once it's open tonight. They always have this big skull to greet you on the other side of Port of Call. This year, though, they've added a bunch of skeletal bodies at its base. These definitely weren't here in years past. Also of note, they have some moss or some other kind of grassy substance in the eyes. The eyes usually light up red at night, but with this in the way, I'm wondering if they'll still light them up red or if it's just going to stay a standard skull. Behind that second piece of the ship is the Skeleton Crew show with 3 showtimes nightly at 7:30, 8:45, and 10 o'clock. This is an amazing acrobatic show. We love watching this when we come here. And then directly right across from that is the third piece of the ship. Has a skeleton pirate captain up there and also a skeletal mermaid hanging off the ship. Also below the pirate ship are some stocks that you can stick your head through and have your picture taken, as Jen's about to show you in a second. Just like that. The Skeleton Crew has even recruited some skeletons to help them hold up the scaffolding here for the show. a nice little easy to miss detail. If you come around in front of the Hydra gift shop, there's a little Dippin' Dots right here. Tucked away in this little corner is this little hole in the pirate ship. There's a skeleton hiding in there. Easy to miss if you're just walking by. Of course, no haunt is complete without a carnival scare zone, so here's the daytime look at Carn-Evil. This one should be real fun tonight. They had scare actors last year that knew that Jen didn't like clowns and they kept tormenting her. Like last year, they've changed some of the names of the carnival games. Down the Clown is still Down the Clown, but now it's got a really creepy clown up in the logo, and you can see all the creepy clown prizes. The basketball game is the Decapitation Dunk, and they changed all of the backboards to scary clowns as well. They brought back their giant Jack display. They have a couple of small creepy clowns that he's caged up. Let's see if he'll actually lift up today once haunt starts. They have a bunch of funhouse mirrors, except that they're so intentionally dirty that you can't actually see any reflections in any of them. Looks like this area has been abandoned for a very long time. The Misfits bar has moved to right by Dominator, the drop tower here. They have a theme of kind of an Alice in Wonderland, Queen of Hearts deal this year. This is also near the Midway Misfits scare zone, which the Midway Misfits, they actually change their theme every week. So we won't know until the scare zone opens up for the night which theme we're gonna get. So it'll be fun to see. I'm not sure if this implies that it's going to be a Queen of Hearts type theme or if it's always like this each week. But this is the bar. Interesting that they're still called the Midway Misfits even though we are no longer in the Midway. We're kind of in the center of the park, so it's an interesting decision to keep the name the same. Right across from the Misfits bar, they have this cool matching photo opportunity spot here. All the chess pieces and the heart cards. This dodo, for some reason. Since the Steel Yard is a new scare zone this year, they moved the location of the Hollow to right near the entrance to the Road Rally ride. The decor is still basically the same, just in a new location. Still have a lot of cool scarecrows through here. That's basically an old town from the 1800s that's haunted. So they have these fancy old-timey houses here. They brought back this cool tower that I really like. As well as the cool spooky tree. So here's the brand new Steel Yard Scare Zone sign. They added the Forge Your Fear to the bottom of it. And if you notice, the FE in fear is the chemical symbol for iron. So even though it's Steel Yard, not Iron Yard, that's still kind of a cool touch that they put the iron chemical symbol here. This is basically the gist of the new Steel Yard Scare Zone. They have shipping containers with broken metal pipes, rusted metal pipes coming out of the tops of them. They have staircases and scaffolding in places that I'm sure the scare actors will use at various times. They all have different warning signs on them with do not enter over here, high voltage, keep away on this one. So scenery-wise in the daytime, the scare zone is a little bit redundant. But we'll see what the scare actors do with it at night. I'm looking forward to see how they use their little space to play. They have new banners hanging up in the Steel Yard advertising the brand new scare zone that's here. As well as the Ghost in the Machine haunted house. The Your gratuitous Iron Menace wait time update at 4 o'clock on a Sunday. The wait time is only 5 minutes. However, if you do happen to be here where there's a significant line, there's a new sign up here that I don't believe I've seen when we've been here before. They let you know if you install the Dorney Park app, you can purchase a single-use fast lane for Iron Menace. As day turns to dusk, Coaster's Drive-In becomes Coaster's Die-In. Kind of reminds me of Mel's Die-In at Halloween Horror Nights. The first actual haunted house that you come to as you enter the park is Blackout. These used to be at a bunch of different haunts and they're slowly fading away, but Dorney Park still has theirs. Unfortunately, Cedar Fair parks don't allow you to take your cameras in to record the houses, but even if they did allow us, we would not take our camera into this one because essentially the entire house is just you walking through pitch blackness. Personally, we are not a fan of this house. We wish they would phase this one out like the other Cedar Fair parks have done. This one, to its compliment, does have a little bit of a storyline about a candy factory being burned down, and that's why it's completely black in there. But you just get that in the very beginning, and then after you get that little bit, you walk through complete blackness with scare actors every here and there. So, you know, we wish they would put something else in here. I think there could be a better use of this space. A quick view of the Blackout sign before I pan around since it's strobe lights. I want to show these games instead because they're not strobe lights. This was basically exactly what we were expecting, sort of the same deal. The burnt down candy factory, they didn't really change anything storyline wise, they just sent you through. They gave you a little bit of an early rundown of what the storyline was, sent you through. It was completely black and there was one scare actor at the end. That's about it. That's basically the whole gimmick, is that you're walking around in the dark and they tell you specifically not to use cell phones in there. It's really strongly recommended that you follow that because the one thing that house has going for it is that it's pitch black. So if you have your cell phone on, you're ruining the one thing that the house has going. So please, if you're going through that house, please don't use your cell phone for that one. But yeah, that's basically it. I'm glad we took care of this one first.
Sacrifice, where you going? Whoa, we got some old order technology.
Blood on the Bayou is Dorney Park's New Orleans themed house. You can see this nice New Orleans looking facade that they have here. King's Dominion has a counterpart to this in Virginia. We've always considered this one to be the better of the two Blood on the Bayou. I'm not sure if they gave this one a higher budget than the one in King's Dominion, but it feels like it is. there's a lot more going on in this one. We always enjoy. We oftentimes will hit this one first of all the houses when we come here. So for all of the houses over all of the haunted events where we've been upset that there weren't enough scare actors, Blood on the Bayou definitely did not have that issue. It was loaded with people. They were awesome. The costumes were amazing. Some of the best makeup work I've seen in a house. We always enjoy this one, as I mentioned earlier, and I enjoyed it again this year. The finale animatronic, and that's all I'll say about it, it was really amazing. It's the same every year, which is one issue, but that doesn't make it any less amazing to see. The only minor knock that I have on the house is the same knock that I had last year, that some of the rooms are separated by actual doors rather than curtains, and they ask you to open the doors yourself, which seems strange to me. They should have openings already so you don't have to push any doors open. But it's a minor gripe, it's not a big deal. I still love that house. It's still one of the best they have here.
Ahoy, matey!
As promised, the Port of Call pub is open for the night, so here's their menu. They have 3 mocktails for $10.99 a piece. You can get draft beer or canned beer. The draft beer can come in a souvenir mug if you'd like. The canned beers are Corona, Funk, Pumpkin Ale, or Miller Lite. And they also have 6 different cocktails to choose from. Each of them are $14.99 regardless of which one you get. I'll try to keep this zoomed out to minimize the flashing, but you can see the souvenir cup does light up and flash. It's just a Haunt logo that says Haunt at Dorney Park, so it's a pretty simple design for the cup.
The name was hilarious.
I can't believe this. They actually made a Walkaround AlFEARdo character that you can run into as you're walking through the park. That is an awesome costume. Tourist Trap is one of the houses that's been here for as long as we've been coming to haunt. So we consider it to be a classic house. It's basically a hotel that's haunted. And this one in particular, although it's not officially a scare zone, it does have a really cool facade out here. Bunch of stores advertising used magazines and the drugstore. It actually takes place in the 1800s during the World's Fair, as you can see from this sign in the first window. So Tourist Trap was as good as we remembered. We were in the front of our group of the people that they sent through the house, and the other people behind us, I guess, got really spooked, so we ended up getting well ahead of them, so we essentially had most of the house to ourselves. So we got all the scares, and there were tons of scare actors. We had a really great time going through there. There were a lot of things that I never noticed before, such as moving furniture, moving stuffed animals, supposedly stuffed animals. So there's a lot to look at in that house. It's a lot of fun, and I'm really glad we had a chance to go through it again. Although the Misfits bar moved, they kept the DJ on top of it, and that music that they're playing is very loud and also very popular, not very spooky, so we're going to replace that music with the spooky sounds of Halloween, just so it keeps the mood right. But here we find that they did do an Alice in Wonderland theme, and they also have the bar open, so here's a look at the various drinks you can get. They have similar drinks to what you find in Port of Call. Ghost in the Machine is the newest haunted house here that just debuted last year. And when we went through it, I was completely blown away with this house. I called it the best haunted house that I've been through outside of Halloween Horror Nights, which is a big compliment considering how good Halloween Horror Nights is every year. So I'm very excited to get to go through this one again. Even if they change absolutely nothing in this house this year, I'll still be very happy with it. Can't wait till night falls for this. So Ghost in the Machine, the house that we raved about last year, we just went through it again, and it was at least as good as it was last year, if not even better. They've added some things, they added some projections, they added some lighting effects. I'm glad they sunk even more money into what had to be a costly house, because it is just so mind-blowingly good. I still feel that it's the best house that we personally have done outside of Halloween Horror Nights. And to be at such a small park is just so impressive. That's one that we could, if we had the time, we could go through it again and again. Unfortunately, we don't have the time to do that, but I'm hoping this one sticks around. I'm sure it will. I'm looking forward to doing it year after year here. The Necropolis is an outdoor haunted house where you make your way through an entire graveyard full of spooks that try to haunt you the whole time. So the Necropolis is actually one of the rare houses where it seems like it's better if there are more people in the party with you going through it. In years past, we have had the misfortune of going to that house too late and being the only ones going through it. But that particular one, the beginning of it, actually probably the first 2/3 of it, is very wide open. So it leaves a lot of open space, and if there's more people there to fill it, it's more fun. Thankfully, this time we actually went with some other people, and as we expected, it was a lot more fun. The scare actors were out in full force, chasing everybody around. There's a lot of space to run too, though we don't recommend that you actually run because it's kind of grassy dirt there. It's not solid ground, so we don't recommend that you run, but there's a lot of room to move in that house. And it's a lot of fun to let the scare actors chase you around. We actually had a really good time through there, and it liked it more this year than in years past. The Trick or Treat Haunted House is back again this year with one of my favorite facades in the park. I really like this house design here. Very artistic. This is basically themed around a coven of witches going through their territory when you're not wanted. So Trick or Treat was definitely one of the shorter houses here at the park, but what it lacks in length, it makes up for in effects. There are all kinds of witchy spells going on in there, and they have matching effects to really make it look like it's happening. Every room has something cool moving that you would not expect to be moving. There is the very last room has a surprise witch effect. I want to say animatronic. It's not exactly animatronic, but it's a really cool effect. Every room is really exciting and we enjoy it. We just wish it was a little bit longer. I wish they would use a little bit larger building so they could fit more effects in there. The Roadside Stop and Shop is considered an outdoor haunted house, even though it's partially outdoor, partially indoor. It's basically, if you can see over to the right, there's a lot of tall corn over there. It's basically a corn maze mostly, though you do go into some buildings like this general store facade here. It starts off in a general store. It's a lot of fun. They've had it for a few years now. I believe it used to be corn stalkers before they rethemed it. And at night, once the house is open, this car here will have its headlights on and it will periodically honk at passers-by for a quick scare. So the Roadside Stop and Shop is terrifying. It's essentially a big corn maze, so there are tons of places for scare actors to hide, and they had tons of scare actors in there. So they were jumping out left and right. And the funny thing is, we were with a group of a couple of very scared people, so there were a lot of screams, and some of those screams scared me as much as the actual scare actors did. So it was a really scary maze. They also have a lot of great decorations in there. They really make it look like a store and a farm, as if you're going to, you know, shop for corn, shop for other produce. There's a little bit of humor in there to go along with the scare, so it's a really nice mix. And this was the last house that we did for the day, so I think we picked a good one to end the day on. So that'll do it for Dorney Park Haunt 2024. I've said it each year, but I'll say it again this year. The Dorney Park Haunt is probably one of the best haunted events that we've been to, and we go to several every single year. They consistently have great scare actors, and the decor inside the houses, it seems like they have such a high budget for such a small park. I assume they do a lot with a little, but it's a spectacular event, and I strongly encourage you, if you're close to the area, to make a point to attend this at least once. As much as we, of course, enjoy the short lines, we want to know that you enjoyed as much as we do too. So, yeah, please come check this event out. Overall, our favorite house unanimously was Ghost in the Machine, of course, again. And our least favorite house, as we mentioned earlier, was Blackout. Just lack of scare actors and lack of creativity in general. But overall, the scare actors were spectacular. A+ event. So if you enjoyed the video, we'd appreciate it if you would give it a thumbs up. And also subscribe to the channel. Every like and subscribe are a big help to the channel. Also, please be sure to check out our Instagram page, which is appearing right above Jen's head right now, right next to the skeleton. Right below that is our Threads handle. And then underneath Jen's chin is our email address. Feel free to email us any questions, comments, concerns, constructive criticisms. We check them all out, and we appreciate any feedback that you give. So, thanks a lot for watching. Thanks for watching, but the fun's not over yet. Click the box in front of my face for another fun video, or click my tree to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss another video.